And welcome back to the Global UAV Technology CEO interview. It is the beginning of November, and joining me on the phone right now is Michael Burns, CEO of Global UAV. Mike, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Great, thanks, Trevor.
I just wanted to touch base on a couple questions with you. Earlier this week, we did mention a new contract with an aggregates company to do some data survey work for HiEye Aerial. Why is this HiEye news significant for the company, Mike?
It's significant for a couple of reasons. When we acquired HiEye, our goal with that company was to transition it into one of the premier and leading brands in the UAV services industry for remote sensing. What this contract does is it really focuses in on our efforts to be able to deliver that goal by securing really top-end clients in the industry with large work potential. So this contract actually is a repeat customer who's coming back for more work, and as we look at more contracts like this and securing more high-end clientele and pushing towards repeat contracts and recurring contract models, it really does put the company on a great foundation forward, both in terms of revenue and work products.
And this is a pretty competitive space. I mean, the industry talks about the use of drones for stockpile surveys and photogrammetry and many different aspects. But what makes HiEye really competitive against some of the other competition out there?
There's been a lot of companies starting up in this space. And just like any new industry and new technology, sometimes it takes a little while for lack of better words, to separate the men from the boys in the industry. And what we're dealing with right now is companies that require professional service that's delivered safely, on time, and accurately, in addition to data products and reports that they know that they can trust, and that are accurate for their operations. So large corporations are using this information to help support their reporting requirements, both financially and forecast-wise, in terms of what their month end is, what their annual inventory amounts are. So these are pretty significant numbers that they're using in their businesses for financial modeling and also forecasting going forward. They need accurate data, and they need data that they can trust, and that's what we deliver.
Yeah, that's great. And it has been a few weeks since you and I last touched base for one of these interviews, and one of the things that did happen from the last time was the Vineyard flight, where we utilized the 4G network to transfer data in flight. This flight happened in Nova Scotia, and you were personally involved in it, but it was a pretty big, it was a significant research and development type program for us. Can you kind of talk about who was involved with this, and what exposure did it bring to Global's research and development in the drone space?
Yeah, that was an exciting project. It was based at Yost Vineyards in Nova Scotia. They're actually one of Canada's largest vineyards and a great company to work with. We also did the project with a company called VineView. VineView is a specialist in multispectral imagery in the vineyard industry, in the winemaking industry. So they do a lot of work in Valley, France, and this was a project that brought the three of us together, in addition to one of Canada's major telecom companies. And the whole goal of this project was to be able to demonstrate connected drones and bringing innovative technology to industries that can benefit from it. So the project was a demonstration of the capacity that drones can help the vineyard industry by providing really valuable information, especially around harvest time, as well as being able to demonstrate the connected drone capability and how that helps things like data transfer, reliability and communication and command and control of the system. So altogether, it was a very successful project, and something that obviously we look towards being able to bring some of this technology and commercialize it downstream. So it's a fantastic opportunity to work with that type of clientele.
And it's interesting to note that flight was made with Novareal's Procyon, the engineering subsidiary of Global UAV. So I wanted to chat quickly about Global UAV's products. I mean, we talked a lot about the services and the revenue which are generated from our services. But let's focus on the products real quick. We are starting to see the strategy with the development of the Procyon. We engineered the Procyon, then came the 4G control of the aircraft, and then we were able to transfer data in flight using the same 4G network. So we're starting to see where this thing is heading, I think. What does management have in mind for the ultimate Procyon package to offer to the market?
What we're doing at Nova Aerial is building a company that has capacity to supply the commercial marketplace with a very reliable UAV platform that's targeted at industrial applications such as surveying, public security, surveillance, search and rescue, those types of applications, as well as surveying where you have very expensive high-end, very sensitive payloads that you need to fly, such as multispectral imagers, LiDAR sensors. So there's a variety of sensor manufacturers out there that are really struggling right now to find an adequate UAV platform to fly their equipment with. Mm-hmm. We've been able to make great strides in developing relationships with those sensor providers, and the end goal here is to produce a system that really excels in its class. So when people are looking at carrying a specific payload and want a multifunctional system, that this will be the best choice on the marketplace. And we're quickly eclipsing that capability with the technology in the Procyon, and looking forward to serving the marketplace with that product.
And it is worth to mention that the Procyon is part of the BVLOS testing as well. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. So a lot of the information that we've put out there publicly so far, it is about our ability to be able to test at the BVLOS range in Foremost, Alberta. We're looking to do that with the Procyon to test the system, test its range, and really gain an understanding of how far out the capabilities can go, because outside of that test range, we're only allowed to fly it within visual line of sight in Canada. So we'd like to be able to really push it to its limits and see what it can do out at that distance, and that's going to be an exciting opportunity for us.
Well, thanks, Mike. That's all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we let you go?
No, I think that's it for now, and I look forward to the engagement on 80/20 from our investors, as well as supplying updates on the podcast and news flow as it comes our way. So I think that's it for now, Trevor. Thanks.
Yep. Thanks, Mike. That was Mike, CEO of Global UAV Technologies. I'm Trevor Hall, Marketing Director for Global UAV Technologies, and we'll look forward to the next CEO interview. Have a wonderful day.